History repeats itself. The powerful dominate the weak, rewriting justice to suit their interests. The world speaks of peace, but in Palestine, peace is a dream constantly shattered by warplanes and missiles. Today, we expose how Israel systematically violates agreements and continues its relentless aggression against the Palestinian people. This is not just a political issue, it is a humanitarian crisis, a moral test for the world. To understand Israel's aggression, we must first understand its history. The land of Palestine, home to Arabs, Christians, and Jews for centuries, was forcefully occupied in 1948 with the establishment of the State of Israel. But this was not a peaceful process. It was a violent ethnic cleansing known as the Nakba, the catastrophe. Over 750,000 Palestinians were expelled from their homes, and over 500 villages were destroyed. The 1967 Six-Day War further deepened this crisis. Israel occupied the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza. Despite UN resolutions demanding withdrawal, Israel expanded its illegal settlements and continued its military occupation. Israel's violations of peace agreements are not accidental, they are part of a deliberate strategy. Let's look at some major ceasefire violations in recent history. First, the 1993 Oslo Accords. Israel agreed to grant Palestinians limited self-governance in exchange for peace. Instead, it expanded settlements in the West Bank, making a two-state solution nearly impossible. Then, the 2008 ceasefire agreement, Hamas and Israel agreed to a ceasefire, yet in November, Israel launched a military operation, killing multiple civilians. Next, the 2021 Gaza war ceasefire. A truce was declared, but Israel continued airstrikes under the guise of self-defense. Finally, the 2023-24 attacks. Even after announcing a ceasefire, Israel bombed Gaza, killing entire families in their homes. These are not isolated incidents. This is a repeated pattern of deception and brutality. Israel's actions are not just military aggressions, they are clear war crimes under international law. The Geneva Conventions prohibit collective punishment, yet Israel's blockade on Gaza deprives millions of essential supplies like food, water, and medicine. The bombing of hospitals, schools, and refugee camps violates the laws of war. Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and even the United Nations have documented how Israel deliberately targets civilians. Statistics tell a horrifying story. Over 14,000 Palestinian children have been killed since 2000. 95% of Gaza's water is undrinkable due to Israeli blockades. More than 2 million people are trapped in Gaza, described as the world's largest open-air prison. The question is, if any other nation committed such crimes, would the world remain silent? One of the reasons Israel continues its crimes with impunity is media control. Western news outlets use language that distorts the reality of